An e-mountain bike is your key to adventure, and it can take you to some places you've only dreamt of. But you simply can't go and ride up a mountain because you have an e-mountain bike. It's all about progressing those skills to take you there. So today, I'm going to be helping take you your first steps, or maybe pedals, on your first off-road adventure. So first up, why would you want to ride off-road? Well, firstly, e-mountain bikes aren't designed to be ridden on the road. The limiter becomes hard work when you exceed it, and if you want to ride fast on the road, get a road bike. It's a total body workout. If you're used to riding road, then it's just your legs getting a workout. Off-road, it's a full body workout. You'll learn better bike skills. You will ultimately become a better bike handler, sliding around in the mud, and this relates back to the road. Next time you hit that slippy drain cover, it might see you staying upright. It's pretty challenging. On the road, you simply have black tarmac, either uphill, downhill, or on the flat. Out in the woods, you get a variety of surfaces, from mud to rock to roots, and you try and find the best line to stop you sliding around. And it's nice to get away from the cars. There's one less thing to think about, and it's not someone else who can influence those accidents that can possibly happen when you're out and about in the woods. It's just you if you hit that tree. And lastly, it's fun, being out there in the great outdoors, great views, and exploring the local countryside. So where are you going to ride your e-mountain bike? Well, this differs all over the world. We have different trail access in lots of different countries, so you need to check that one out. But here in England and Wales, we have 4 legal places we can ride our e-mountain bikes. 1 is a bike park, 2 trail centres, 3 byways, and 4 bridleways. And of course the public roads, but you want to stay off them unless you've got a road bike. So 4 very different places to ride, with 2 of them having shared access from other users, be it on foot or engines. Now, a great place to ride where only bikes are allowed are trail centres or bike parks. Again, 2 very different scenarios. Bike parks tend to be gravity assisted riding with different graded runs and trails coming down the hill, often littered with different features to build your skills on. Great for multiple runs on your e-mountain bike. Trail centres are more traditional style mountain bike loops with a mixture of ups, downs and sections that are graded to suit different skills, fitness and distance. They're a great way to get all styles of riding into a nice loop, often set in spectacular locations too. It really depends on where you live on the rules on e-bikes as to where you can ride will vary massively. Here in the UK, an e-mountain bike is allowed to ride anywhere you can ride a standard bicycle. Try to include a variety of terrain on your first ride, maybe some backcountry lanes and quiet roads that venture off into the woodlands and countryside for a variety of different surfaces to experience. Think about the route that you're planning. Remember, riding on a footpath is illegal, and one surefire way to ruin a ride is by lifting an e-bike up and over stiles and gates all day long. Know your route and think about how it would be affected by recent weather. Forest tracks become an absolute mudfest in the winter, so if there's an alternative, think about using it. It's a great idea to use an app or a Garmin so you know how far you've been and what's coming, particularly useful when it comes to predicting range. It's a great idea to try and include some features on your first ride. Obviously a lunch stop or a cafe, but more importantly, make sure you have a descent and a climb of some sort to see how capable your e-bike really is and try out all of its features. Now, if you want something more manufactured for your first ride, a trail centre is going to be a good bet. It'll have a car park there, a shop, toilet, and of course that all-important cafe. And the trails are going to be maintained and it will be open to bikes only. And there's some essentials you should definitely be taking for your first ride too. In your riding pack, you need to take a multi-tool. You also need to take a spare tube, take a quick link, take a shock pump, and of course a pump for pumping your tyres up. And don't forget your phone for taking that amazing selfie where you've enjoyed yourself so much at the end of your ride. And the kit you wear will make a huge difference to that first ride too. Just check the weather out and think about how the weather has been leading up to your first ride. Has it been rainy? If that's the case, the trails are going to be muddy. So stick a mud guard on, stick a waterproof on, and you're definitely going to need a helmet, a set of gloves, and a base layer and some padded shorts at absolute minimum. Firstly, range is something you definitely want to think about. Most manufacturers have a range calculator on their website where you can enter all your ride data and it should work out how much range you possibly can get from your battery. But they're not 100% accurate, so don't take it as set in stone. Remember, every single ride isn't going to be the same. So if you do a 20-mile ride one day and come back with 1 bar on your battery, it might go flat the next time you ride. This all comes down to the different ground conditions, the amount of elevation, your tyre choice, your tyre pressure, the temperature. The list is simply endless. And error codes that come up on your e-mountain bike is a sign that the system has detected an error in the system. Some of these can be pretty detrimental, but some of them are simple. Something like this Shimano W013 error. It's going to be a load of beeping going on and your bike will not offer any assistance. But all you need to do on this one is turn the bike off, then back on. Stay away from the cranks, let the system start, and then start pedaling. Then you should be on your way easily. Now, the power mode you select for your ride is super important too. It's really tempting to stick it in turbo mode and get the maximum assistance from your motor, but it's a surefire way to drain that battery really quickly. If you want more range and more of a workout, try trail or eco mode. Cadence, or how fast you spin your cranks around, is a vital part of riding an e-bike properly. The motors like to spin between 70 to 100 RPM, not to be cranked around slowly, as they will not provide as much assist as one that is in the correct cadence range. Much like tackling a hill in the wrong gear in your car, you won't be going very fast. Again, most systems will have this information on the display or app you are using. Learn how to change gear and mode together to maximize that assistance. Your e-mountain bike will also have a speed limiter. Now, this will vary as to where you live in the world. Here in the UK, it's limited to 25 kilometers per hour, elsewhere 32 kilometers per hour. And also the motor will vary as to how easy it is to pedal above that restriction speed. So this all needs careful thought. The trails you ride, try and keep below that speed limiter. If you exceed it, then the bike becomes quite hard work, especially on open fire roads. So try and keep it in the woods, keep it nice and flowing, but not too fast. So how about post-ride? It's time to put your feet up and have a cup of tea and a few biscuits. No, it's time to sit back, look at the pictures on your phone, think about what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, maybe skills you can progress, or maybe plan your next route. But it doesn't stop there. You need to get out there and clean your bike. If you clean your bike, it's going to last a lot longer and the components will last a lot longer too. It's also going to be a lot more efficient. Just pay attention to that drivetrain and make sure you get all that mud off of your bike. Give it a good deep clean and make sure it's dry afterwards before you put it back in the shed. Once it's in the shed, stick it on charge and go out there and do it all again. So there you are, a few basic tips to get the most out of that first off-road ride. But get involved down in the comments, let us know where you went for your first ride. And don't forget, if you've got any great pics or videos, send it to us here on eMBN using the upload service to get featured on the show. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you subscribe to us here on eMBN and give us a find and a follow on social media. Cheers for watching and enjoy that first ride.